Welcome to the Slice Podcast, episode 11, where I give you a slice of my mind. I'm your host, Christopher Martinez, and everything looks a lot different, and I think this is for the better. Let's take a look at the few changes here. One, this looks a lot better, and that's because I'm using my Canon EOS RP as a camera now. I downloaded what do you call it? Gosh, I don't even know what you call it. An encoder or something, right? So it can use my camera as the camera instead of my GoPro. We're gonna see how this turns out, and if so, then I think this will turn out great. Also, got this new little dealie here, microphone. My sister got this for me for Christmas. I've tested it out a few times. God dang it. I tested it out a few times and I really like it. It's nice. And I think this will be a permanent microphone setup for the podcast. But the only problem is that I need one USB port for the camera to connect to my laptop, and I need another USB port for the microphone to the laptop. So I'm using the camera for my Microsoft Surface 3, and I'm using my old HP Pavilion notebook 3, I think. HP Pavilion, whatever it is, for the microphone. I'm using Audacity to record the audio for that. And I think this is going to turn out pretty good. And look, I'm actually wearing a decent shirt this time. This is an Animal Crossing shirt I got for Christmas. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see. I can see it too. I really like it because I really like Animal Crossing. That game is so damn fun. I really can't emphasize how much fun I have while playing it. And the funniest thing about it too is that there's no objective really to the game. There's no punishment like there are with other games. You don't die. You don't get things stolen from you. And that's what I really like about the game. You can just do whatever you want. You don't even have to do anything. You can just chill. You can just pick up shells and sell them and stuff. It's really cool. And my older sister, she's been playing it a lot lately, and I'm really happy about that because it's something we can bond with now. Every other day, it's, hey, you want to play Animal Crossing? Sure. And we'll sit down and go to each other's islands and give each other items so we can complete our own tasks. It's really fun. And she's been playing it a lot lately. Like, she won't go to bed until, I don't know, 2 in the morning or something because she'll be playing Animal Crossing. And it's really funny. But aside from that, I've just been chilling. There hasn't really been much on my mind that I've been doing. There hasn't really been much I've been doing. The holidays are over, kind of. I'm recording this on what day is it? The 4th of January. Wow, I can't believe I didn't know it was the 4th of January. I'm a loser. But that's okay. So anyways, let's get into the topics I had devised for this episode. Let's see. Because I haven't been doing movie reviews like I've wanted to. I wanted to do movie reviews for the Christmas movies I saw. I wanted to do movie reviews for Hereditary and Midsommar because I wanted to take a lot of time with those movies because there's a lot to unpack there. So I just decided, let's talk about all the movies that I've seen that I haven't got a chance to talk about, and really just give them quick reviews. Because I think that'll be fun. It'll take a lot off of my conscience because it's something I've really been wanting to do for a while. I also wanted to do shows that I've seen because I have seen a couple of shows. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the short film that I made. I wanted to talk about the NFL and football and how being a Raider fan kind of sucks. Wanted to talk about my YouTube in 2020. And HBO Max. So I think the easiest thing to do is to just talk about HBO Max first. So on the 1st of January, I got HBO Max, and I'm loving it. I really like it. I think it's possibly my go-to streaming service now because there isn't really anything I want to watch on Netflix. My sister has the Netflix for the family. Um, there really isn't anything on Netflix that I'm gonna jump towards and go, oh, I want to watch that. That's my must-watch show. Um, Really, I can only think of the Chef Show. And if you don't know, the Chef Show is a show with Jon Favreau, who was one of my biggest inspirations in Hollywood. And the reason why it's a thing is because of his movie Chef, which I think is really, really good. I love Chef. It's one of my favorite movies. Because I have a passion for cooking, really. I like to do a lot of barbecue. And the Chef, I think Chef's just a great movie. I'd sit down and watch it right now. And how I don't have it on Blu-ray, I don't know. It's a criminal to me. But anyways, let's see. The Chef Show. He just, from what I've seen, he just goes to different people. They talk about the different foods they make, the different ways they cook it. It's just really, it's a nice dive. It's a nice dive into how people perceive cooking and how they do cooking on their own styles. It's something, really cool to see because I love watching food be made. I think that's something really cool to look at. And it's another form of art that really is something beautiful to behold. I love the art of cooking. It's really neat how you can express yourself by what you plate, how you would feed it to other people. It's something magical, really. But besides that, there really isn't a reason for me to want Netflix. They do have a couple of movies that I wanted to watch that hopefully they can put out on DVD or something. What did I want to watch? I'm thinking of Ending Things. That's a movie I really wanted to watch. Thanks to Netflix, I was able to watch The Irishman last year. Really, really great Martin Scorsese film. I guess nothing. I'm very curious about how people will handle Netflix this year because there's no Office. And I know a big reason people had Netflix, not only for the convenience of having a lot of shows and movies available, but The Office. Everyone loved The Office. And I really like The Office too, but I'm more of a Parks guy. I think Parks is the better show, but I think Office really is something special. It's hysterical. I don't love The Office. I really like The Office though. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't gonna have Netflix this year. I'm sorry. Something stuck in my throat. Whatever. I want to know how many people are going to have The Office this year. Netflix this year because of The Office not being there. Like, what are they going to put on instead of The Office? I don't know. I'm not really much of a Netflix guy anyways. I mean, there are some shows I wanted to watch, like Stranger Things. It's a really unique concept. I've only watched the first episode, but I don't know. It's just because it's been out for so long, because there's 3-4 seasons or something. I don't feel like just sitting through and watching all of it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I will one day, and I know it's a good show from what I've heard from almost everybody who has Netflix and has watched Stranger Things, but it's not something I really think I'm gonna sit down and watch and pay attention to at the moment, because I will eventually in my lifetime. I know that for sure. There is one thing I would want Netflix for, but it won't happen till next year. My first video on this channel was an analysis of the first season of a show called Bee and Puppy Cat, a cartoon made by Channel Frederator, or Frederator Studios, and it really is something special to me. I really like that one season of that cartoon, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, but season 2, which is called Lazy in Space, got leaked on Vimeo, I think, and everyone was sure to download all of them, all the episodes, so they can share it with all the other fans who wanted to watch the show. And Netflix right after picked it up, and they're going to release it in 2022, which I'm frustrated because I really want to watch the show, but I want to support the people who created the show and put all the time and effort into the show. That's why I don't like illegally watch movies. I want to be able to show my support, even if it's a bad movie. I want to be able to show my support and say I paid to watch this movie, and whether I like it or not is a different story. But I am watching this movie in a perfectly legal way, and the people who made the movie, who put effort into the movie, whether it be good or bad, is getting getting their money's worth. So I'm gonna wait to watch season 2 of that show, and it's really gonna tick me off because I really want to watch it because I really adore that cartoon, but it's whatever. I guess that's all I really wanted to say about Netflix, because I really wanted to talk about HBO Max. One of the big reasons I got HBO Max was because I wanted to watch the new Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman 84, or 1984. It was called 84, but whatever. I wanted to watch Wonder Woman 84 because I've heard a lot of things. I heard it sucks. I heard it's good. I heard it's okay. So I'm really excited to form my own opinion without any other, anyone else's opinions in the way. I really like forming my own opinions. I'm not gonna piggyback off of what everyone else says about the movie. I don't think I'm gonna say it's the most awful thing in the world. I'm not gonna say it's the most best thing in the world. So I'm gonna watch it because they're gonna take it off of HBO Max on the 24th of January. So I've got 20 days to watch it. Another reason why I got HBO Max was because of what HBO Warner's is gonna do this year. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, not a lot of theaters are going to be open, but there are going to be some that are open. So what they're doing is they're going to release movies both in theaters and on HBO Max the same day. And I like that idea. I like people having the option, because if there is a movie that you can only watch in theaters, they're not going to get their money's back, So I think having the option is a much smarter idea. And it's something I like, and I think $15 a month is totally worth it, because there's going to be a lot of movies that they're going to do, and I think I'll save money wanting to watch those movies, having the chance to. And since I'm not going to have to drive to a theater and have to worry about the safetyness of it all, I can just put on the TV at home. A much safer option. And I'm glad for the fact. At first I was like, whoa, no, you're gonna kill movie theaters. But no, it's a much more smart option that is probably not gonna happen again once everything calms down and goes back to normal, once we kill coronavirus. I'm just checking the audio levels down there, hoping I'm getting good audio from this. If not, I'm in trouble. Then I'm gonna have to use the audio captured from the microphone. From the camera. But we'll see. We'll really see. But anyways, should have probably tested this first. This is this is gonna be bad. But that's okay, because I wrote down the topics. Anyways, HBO Max. What's on HBO Max that I've been watching? I've been watching Friends. I know a lot of people like to dog on Friends because they don't think it's funny or because it's old. But I think it's a well-written show. I think it's really funny. I've been having a blast with Friends. And, my dad watches it with me whenever I just put it on. And it's funny. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm glad it's all available there. I've also been watching The Big Bang Theory. I forgot how funny that show was. And I know a lot of people stopped watching it because of, too much of the laugh tracks. But if the show is funny, if I laugh before the laugh track comes on, then it's perfectly fine for me, because I'm laughing just as hard as the laugh track goes on for. I'm not like a nerd like they are. But I'm a nerd basically, and because I love geeky, nerdy, dorky stuff like that, and I think it's a funny show. I'm having a blast if you're watching it. But an HBO Max only show, Close Enough, made by J.G. Quintel, the guy who did Regular Show. I've been watching some episodes of that, and I think that's a really funny show. It's just Regular Show again, but, with only humans. And I think it's, if you like Regular Show, you're going to like Close Enough. And it's worth a watch. I think it's really funny. I've been laughing a lot. I watch it. I think it's funny. I don't know what else there is much more to say on that. It's just a clever, well-written, funny show. And I like that, it's not more violent, but it's more mature than Regular Show. You get your shits, you get your dams, you get, more swearing. And that's something Regular Show really needed, I think, because you can tell it was made for definitely an older audience. Not like adults, but more of a teenage audience, as opposed to a show made for kids, being on Cartoon Network. And, I'm glad, the guy's able to do a lot more of what he wanted to do. And, Close Enough is a really, really funny show. I'm also glad, I was scrolling through HBO Max, I'm also glad that a lot of Studio Ghibli movies are on there. The only Ghibli movie I've seen is Spirited Away, and I think Spirited Away is a fantastic film. So I'll be able to get to watch My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. I've always wanted to watch those Ghibli movies, and now I can watch them all. South Park is on HBO Max, but for some reason it hasn't been loading for me, and that kind of pisses me off because I like South Park. I like putting it on for background noise and just to sit down and actually watch and pay attention to the way it's written. But hopefully I'll be able to start it someday because it hasn't been loading. It says, sorry, we can't play this title right now. Check your internet or reload the page. And I've been doing that for every episode I've tried to watch. But Big Bang Theory works perfectly fine, so that's okay. I think that's really it I can say on HBO Max. It's a streaming service that I'm definitely going to keep. I'm excited to check out what else is on HBO Max. Alright. The NFL. Let's talk about this now. The NFL, the National Football League, has had a crazy year because of coronavirus. Some fans have been allowed in the stadiums, some haven't. And when watching the NFL, I watched the Raiders. The Raiders are my team. Excuse me. The Raiders are my team, and it's very frustrating being a Raiders fan because we start the season strong somewhat, and we think, okay, we got this. We beat some good teams. We lost to some good teams, but that's okay. And then we end the season off disappointing. This year, we started off by beating the Panthers, who are a very competitive team. They don't have the record to show it. Then we beat the Saints, so we were 2-0. Actually, let me look up the schedule. I think, talking about the schedule will really show just how frustrating this whole thing has been. Let's see. Let me look up the Raiders. We won yesterday. We finished the season now 8-8, but it was in a very, very stressful way that my heart was beating really fast. Alrighty. Just pulling it up, but Google is dumb. Alrighty. Here's how we did it. We started off beating the Panthers 34-30, and that was because the Panthers had a way to win, but they decided to hand it off to their fullback on a 4th and 1 instead of giving to Christian McCaffrey, who will run over anybody, much like Derrick Henry. Why they didn't do that? Why they didn't give it to Christian McCaffrey? I think it was a surprise element. They don't expect us to give it to the fullback instead of Christian McCaffrey, because that entire drive they've been giving it to Christian McCaffrey. But we escaped with a close win. Then Monday Night Football came and we beat the Saints at home 34-24, which was one of the more impressive wins on the Raiders schedule. It wasn't by one possession or a field goal or 1 point. It was by 10 points. And that's a win that made people go, ooh, the Raiders. But then again, I had said this earlier. It says more about the Saints than it does the Raiders, because the Saints are a good team, but how good are they really? Because they struggle against the good teams, they struggle against the bad teams. They can struggle against anybody really. All right, the next week it was the Patriots. We lost 36-20, which on the Raiders' part there were just way too many mistakes, and the defense couldn't stop Michel, the Patriots running back at the time. Then we lost to the Bills 30-23. And I had said this earlier, it says a lot more about the Bills than it does the Raiders, but I think the Bills since then have solidified themselves as an elite team. Josh Allen he's really fun to watch, and that Bills team is a force to be reckoned with, really. But the Raiders could have won that game. We just had too many mistakes. Then, surprise, the Raiders beat the Chiefs 40-32, which was the first time the Chiefs had lost a game within the past couple of years by more than 7 points. I had an awful day at work. When I got out, I saw that we were winning, and then got into the car, turned the radio on, and then the Raiders won. And the Raiders being a team like the Chiefs, no way. Wow, that was really, to me, that was really exciting. I was so pumped. I was like, wow, the Raiders are back, baby. And then we got demolished by the Buccaneers the week after, 45-20. To think that we could beat a team like the Chiefs, we should also beat a team like the Buccaneers with Tom Brady, but nope. And what sucked is that was going to be the Sunday Night Football game, but they moved it back. And, that was something that really ticked me off. I was like, really? Come on now. Then next week we beat the Browns 16-6, which was the least amount of points we allowed a team to score all season. But the weather was really, really awful. There was a lot of rain and wind. So it was running the entire game. I didn't get to watch it really, but that's all I saw. And then, in one of the biggest nail biters of the season, was the 31-26 win over the Chargers. And that was scary because, Derek Carr scores, we score, and then the defense gets trampled all over. And it comes down to the final seconds of Justin Herbert, who is a fantastic quarterback, by the way. Justin Herbert throwing to the corner of the end zone. But I think it was Mulan, our corner, who bobbled the ball out right after he caught it. And, he dropped it. Everyone said, oh, he caught it. But, watch the clips, slow motion, he dropped it. It fell on the floor easily. And I saw it. As soon as I saw it, I said, it's done, it's over. But the referees came over, they did the touchdown thing, and I was like, no way, that's, no. Because I saw the ball hit the ground. But then it was overturned, and the Raiders, escaped with a victory. Then after that week, which is when I shot my short film the day before, Raiders beat the Broncos 37-12. And it was a very ugly win because the Raiders should have scored a lot more. And it was ugly. We did have five turnovers from the Broncos, but we should have scored a lot more, really. And then the week after, it was my brother's birthday. I purchased an NFL Sunday ticket. That's how we were able to watch a lot of the games, really. A lot more of the games, besides the local Raider games. But Raiders lost 31-35, and that put us at 6-4, the exact same situation we were the year before. And this was the point where a lot of people went, wow, the Raiders almost beat the Chiefs again. They are a solid team, because who can say they almost beat the Chiefs? Now, a couple of teams can say they have almost beat the Chiefs, but in the fashion that we did it, where Mahomes had to trample all over our defense in the final seconds to score another touchdown. And you could see how pissed off Derek Carr was. We was like, I just scored. You guys better not let him score in under a minute. And they scored in under a minute. And Derek Carr tried to launch it, but it was intercepted, and then game over. So, same exact situation as the year before. We have an easy schedule to finish the season off. Raiders are in the hunt. Or I think we were in the wild card at the point. So they're like, okay, win the rest of these easy games. And then we get demolished by the Falcons 43-6. Much in the same fashion that we lost to the Jets the year before when we were 6-4. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. No way we're going to do this again. And then the week after, it was... Oh, and by the way, the Falcons were an awful team at the moment. Everyone, they were choking so many games. I was just hoping we'd be able to, see another choke out of them, but whatever. And then the week after was another nail-biter where we almost lost to at the time, I think, the 0-11 Jets, who, on the last play of the game, the Raiders were able to get the ball back. Derek Carr, who was getting blitzed on by 8 people, launched the ball to Henry Ruggs, our pick in the draft. Speedy as he is, caught the ball, scored a touchdown in the very last second. No. He scored a touchdown. I think we had to kick it off, and then they tried to throw a deep bomb, but whatever. We won, and it was really exciting, but it made people go, ooh, the Raiders almost losing to the 0-11 Jets. Why? But that's okay, because we seems like we were going to break tradition. And then we lost to the Colts 44-27, and I knew that was going to be a tough game because the Colts have a really strong defense. They have a good O-line to protect the immobile Phillip Rivers, who is another great quarterback who I hope will get a Super Bowl one day. But we lost. It was really bad. I was pissed. Then the week after, I think it was Thursday Night Football, my mom's birthday that day. And then we lost to the Chargers in overtime. I think we kicked a field goal, and then we had to stop them, but we couldn't. And then Justin Herbert, great quarterback, ran it in for a touchdown because our defense is bad. And then, playoff scenarios. Raiders have to win the last 2 games, and they're in the playoffs, along with some help from other teams. But at this point, I don't think we would have gone in just because of how the other teams won out. But another nail-biter where Derek Carr scores a touchdown. We play the Dolphins. My family are all Dolphin fans. And so it was kind of difficult to watch because I didn't want to celebrate because I didn't want to gloat in their faces. And I was telling my grandpa, who's a Raider fan, before the game, I said, Grandpa, we're going to lose. You know what? It's going to be a close game, but we're going to lose because our defense is going to do something stupid. He said, oh, boy, you better have faith, boy. I said, no, Grandpa, we're going to lose. Oh, man, you don't have no faith in the Raiders. Grandpa, we're going to lose. So, we get we score a touchdown because of a pass interference penalty. And then I said, oh, no, we're going to get karma for this real bad. And then the Dolphins get the ball back. They put Ryan Fitzpatrick in because Tua was struggling. Ryan Fitzpatrick, they only have 19 seconds. No, hold on. It goes like this. We score a touchdown, and then they score at a point. And then we have a chance to be up on them by like 6 or something. A chance to be up by them by more. But John Gruden says, I tell you what, man, we're gonna keep, we're not gonna score, and we're gonna kick a field goal, give them 19 seconds. 19 seconds with the ball, man. I tell you what, man. And then I thought, what are you doing? No, just score the touchdown. But they only had 19 seconds, and we were up by 2, I think. Yeah, we were up by 2 because our kicker missed the PAT earlier. So, 19 seconds. A blown coverage, Fitzpatrick sees it, throws the ball, and then one of our defensive linemen face masks him. So they add that on to the penalty after they kick a field goal, win the game. And that eliminated us from the playoffs. And I was pissed, but I wasn't angry because I expected it. I knew something was going to happen because of our defense. Yet again, it's going to be a factor to work on because our defense has let us down on so many games. And then yesterday, the final game of the season against the Broncos. Now, let me picture you a scenario. Last year, we were 7-8, just like how we were this year. The last game in Denver against the Broncos. Two teams with nothing to play. Actually, no, last year, we still had a chance to get into the playoffs because the AFC was much less competitive. But we had a chance. All we had to do was win and other teams to lose. But because those other teams lost that we needed to win, all we had to do was just win to finish the season 8-8. So we scored a touchdown off of the back of Derek Carr because he has been saving us all year. And then John Gruden decides, no, we're going to, I'll tell you what, man, we're going to go for the 2-point conversion. We're going to win the game, man. Derek Carr throws the ball and it gets swatted down. So now, much like how it was last year, we score a touchdown off of the back of Josh Jacobs, who runs it in. We're going to go for a 2-point conversion. And I said, no, tie the game up. Go for the PAT. Don't do this. Don't rip our hearts out again. Don't rip our hearts out again. And then there's confusion about who's going to go in, who's going to go out. And then Fangio from the Broncos calls a timeout. And I go, what are you doing? Well, you want to win the game and upset us yet again. Why are you doing that? Do you really want to lose? And then we're on the 2-point conversion. Derek Carr, pockets collapsing. Throws it, but not really. And then Darren Waller, the dependable, catches the ball, gets a 2-point conversion. We're up by 1, 32-31. And then, we kick the ball off to them. They get a couple short passes in. No, they get a pass in the middle. But one of our defenders is like, no, the ball came out after he was down, and I'm going to run around with it a little. So refs were like, yo, penalty. It's going to be 1st and 5 now from the spot of the foul because he didn't give us time to place the ball. They called a delay game on that. And then they were like, okay, let's kick a 63-yard field goal. But it was blocked, and we won the game. And we finished the season now 8-8 instead of 7-9 like we did last year. And very concerning year because in the games where our defense let us down a lot, our offense could have been able to score more, but they just didn't. So defense is going to be something we're going to have to work on a lot. But I'm excited for the playoffs because the Browns are in, and I think the Browns look legit. So I want the Browns to go all the way. And on the side of the NFC, I want the football team to go all the way because I think that'll be stupid if they do. But in the end, I think the Super Bowl is going to be Chiefs, and I don't want Bucks. I really don't want the Bucks to go because I don't like Tom Brady. Personal reasons, because I'm a Raider fan. You should know why. But in terms of NFC, either Packers or Saints. Packers and Saints against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Fun game. And that's it for the NFL I want to talk about because it's done for the Raiders. That's it. It's over. How long have I been recording for? 34 minutes. Wow. And audio's still recording. Camera's still running. We're golden. We can keep going. I've been hunting. I haven't been hunting in a really long time. Duck hunting, per se. Because I went hunting earlier this year. But my dad has a spot in Los Banos. We went. And I got a duck. He got 2. But he went with my brother and sister. With my brother, he got 4. My sister, they got 3. No, they got 2. So, we all just skinned them, took the breast out, and froze them. He had mentioned we're going to make jerky out of them. And I'm excited because I don't think I've had duck jerky before. But duck tastes delicious. I love duck, and it was fun. I really had a blast. Going hunting again because it's the experience. It's not even shooting a duck, but that makes it more better. But it's waiting. It's getting up early, going out there, setting things up. It's the anticipation. That's the experience. It's the quiet, hearing the birds, seeing the location. That's what makes hunting. The worthwhile for me. I love hunting. Um, I hope one day I shoot a wood duck and I get it stuffed because the wood duck is my favorite duck. It just looks so cool. My dad has a little I don't know what you call those little statues, those little models of ducks that you just put on your desk. But he has one. I'm looking at it right now and it's really cool. I love those things. Okay. All right, I think now is the best time to really talk about my short film, Treat Her Right. If you haven't checked it out on my page already, it's there. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud that I did something like that. The whole thing was that it was for a class. It was for a class. My capstone class for film production. And it was struggling to make because there were a lot of things I wanted, but we couldn't do because of the set. We shot at my old roommate's apartment, and it was him and my best friend from Stockton. And then an actress couldn't make it because she got sick. She didn't have COVID, but she was sick. So I was like, damn, we can't. We have to, find a new actress. But my production designer had a friend who was able to do it, and thank God because I think she did a good job for the role that she had. She was only in 2 scenes, but she only spoke in 1. And right after, the plan was we were gonna shoot on the first day. I asked for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off from work so I can go pick up the equipment Thursday, and then we shoot Friday, Saturday with Sunday as a pickup date just in case. But because of how simple the script was, I didn't think we needed a third day. But that was just in case. So I got there Thursday. My friend Devin, who played Will in the movie, walked in. He said, "Yo, blank, our friend, might have COVID." And I was like, damn it. And I was pissed off the rest of the day. I was so stressed out. I was like, I don't know who else to I don't know who else to call. Who can be our actress that isn't someone who's already working on the film? So I called up a bunch of old friends, but they couldn't do it or didn't want to. So thank God my production designer found the actress we had, and she did a good job. I was glad for that. And in terms of filmmaking and making the film, I thought my crew was kind of pissed off at me for a while because this is the first time I've ever done something like that. This was the first time I've ever actually directed something this big, something that I wasn't acting in. So I had told my crew, no, I had told my my actors, hey, let's take this back a couple seconds and then do it again. And I just did a lot of takes because I just wanted to be sure that my editor had enough to work with. But I could tell at points that my crew was kind of annoyed that I kept doing a lot of takes. But I just wanted to be sure we had enough footage to work with. But that's something I could definitely learn from in terms of future filmmaking. And I know this isn't gonna win me the Oscar for best short film or anything, but it's something I'm glad that I did. I wrote something that I thought I liked. I presented it. Everyone's presentation got turned into a film anyways, and I was glad that people enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, my family enjoyed it, friends enjoyed it, and that's all that matters, right? If someone enjoys it. And that's something I was glad to do. It was struggling to make because there are certain shots that I wanted, like there's a shot where Will, who's played by my old roommate Devin, sitting on a couch. I had originally wanted that to be you know, an even shot, dead on looking at him, not angled the way it was. And when we cut back to him from the conversations, we get a lot closer and closer to him. But, you know, we couldn't do that because the lighting wasn't working right. So, you know, we had to compromise with a different angle. And we worked a lot, we laughed a lot, we ate a lot, you know, we enjoyed ourselves. And I was glad my friends, my roommate and my old friend had a fun time too. I was glad they were able to do it. And, you know, it's something I'll look back on and say, I made a short film. I made a film. And that's definitely going to be something that I will look back on with a lot of enjoyment. And if you haven't checked it out, most likely you have, because who else watches the podcast? Then you can check it out. It's right on my channel. It's called Treat Her Right. It's a short film. All right. I was going to talk about my year in 2020, but who the hell wants to listen to that? I do. Let's talk about it. I'm just going to pull up my YouTube studio real quick. I should have wrote these numbers down the other day when I had exact numbers for the year. But who the hell cares? In terms of watch minutes, I had over 6,700 watch minutes in the entirety of the year 2020. And in terms of views, I had over 2,300 views. And this was the first, you know, full year that I actually did something on YouTube. Because when I started my channel in 2019, I started in July, I believe. Or I started in June. June or July, one or the other. I think it was June. With my Being Puppy Cat video. But, you know, I didn't make a lot of stuff that year. But in the year 2020, there were quite a few things I did. Let's see. My first video 2020 was actually my Mandalorian review for season 1. And since then, let's just go over every video I did. I had the Irishman and Rambo combo review, the Frozen 2 review, 1917 review. I did like a fan mail. I did 2 fan mail parody reviews. One of them got a ridiculous amount of views because it had my my old friend from college, Janini, on it. And I think because having a hot chick on a thumbnail automatically makes a video watchable. That has 207 views as of now. That's really funny. It was like a pretend. I did like a parody on you know, unboxing videos, reacting stupidly to opening things. I pretend like it was fan mail, and then I think I got more views because I did bubble wrap ASMR. I just kept popping bubble wrap and I put in the thumbnail, and I mean in the title. And that was really the first time I ever did Photoshop, and I think I did a pretty good job, except on my side where you can see there's like a tiny sliver of me not connected to the screen. I think that's kind of funny. After that, I did the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie review. I did the Lighthouse movie review. Then I did the stupid vlog video where me and my friends go to Wingstop. You know, I thought it was kind of dumb. That got 126 views. One of my more viewed videos, but that's whatever. Of course, my skits will never do that good unless I get a big full-time production, but that's never gonna happen in terms of right now. Close the damn door.
I'm sorry, what are you doing?
I'm doing. What do you think I'm doing?
A podcast?
Yes.
Is it like live?
No.
I know, but
I'm not cutting this out. So close the damn door.
Oh, you're not cutting this out?
No.
Oh. Hi.
I'm cutting this out. Close the damn door.
Oh, you're cutting it out.
Yes.
Oh.
Now I'm cutting it out. Close the door. God damn it. I mean, he sees what I'm doing, but whatever. Whatever. Fuck. I think that's why I want to get a place of my own, but whatever. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna cut it out. I don't want to have to deal with cutting out at a certain point in the audio and the video. No one watches these damn things anyways. I don't care. Where was I? Oh yeah, the three idiots go to Wingstop video. It was all caps. I did Photoshop. Me, my two friends, Devin and Bailey. Bailey was gonna be in the short film, but she was the one that got sick. Whatever. It's a 9-minute video of me and my friends being idiots, going to Wingstop, and we only eat Wingstop for like the last 10 seconds of the video, and I think it's funny. I was proud of that. I thought that was pretty funny. And then we had like a short assignment for a class of mine back in spring. It was we were given a premise. Can you open this? And it doesn't matter what this was, but we just had to represent us trying to open something without talking. We can have whatever sound we want except voice, except dialogue. So I worked with a friend, Mark, and the concept was, can we open a trunk? So we decided to try opening a trunk, and I think it looks kind of bad at points because the colors don't match from shot to shot sometimes, and relative to the location. But overall, just watching it, you can have fun. It's fun. That got 71 views. After that, I did a podcast, episode 7. It was where I had a legit setup for a podcast. I had my movie posters in the background. I had a desk. I had my Xbox and the TV there. You can see, it looked like a legit setup for me, and I enjoyed that. That got 44 views. I don't know how a podcast got that many views. 323 watch minutes. Wow. But still, whatever. And then I came home because of the coronavirus outbreak. Then I made my thoughts on RWBY volumes 1 through 6. It took me a long time to make that video. It was a deep and out, not extremely deep, like talking about the specific themes and what they mean, but it was just my quick thoughts on volumes 1 through 6 of this anime RWBY, created by Rooster Teeth, who are mainly known for Red vs. Blue. And the amount of time I poured into making that 25-minute video, I think I could also do that for other things. But that's another story for another video. After that was my another short assignment where it was my roommate Devin. I called it my Buddhist roommate. Or Devin Moeller, my Buddhist roommate. He was the short assignment was, hey, someone interesting, talk about and do it. So we filmed, me and a couple friends filmed my roommate Devin. And that's another cool video to watch. I was just a director. I didn't really do any of the camera work. I was just like, let's get these shots, let's get that shot. I asked the questions, whatever. And then I made another skit, like a written skit, Me versus Me Homecoming. I didn't make a thumbnail for it because I wanted to mock the thumbnail or the poster from Spider-Man Homecoming, but I just didn't do it. So the thumbnail was just me on a couch. That got 62 views. And then one of my more poor podcasts, the Slice Podcast episode 8, 21 views, but I don't care because I like doing this stuff. Another written skit, Me versus Me Stimulus, where I was joking about stimulus checks, and 65 views, not bad, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. It was a funny skit that I enjoyed. I had fun making too. I thought it was kind of fun. And then I did another combo movie review, Onward and Trolls. I think the only 2020 films I've seen this year. That's kind of sad. Because there's a lot that I wanted to see, but I didn't get the chance to, so now I'm doomed. The only 2020 films I really saw we'll get to that later. I did see a non-animated 2020 film, but we will get to that later. So Onward and Trolls, I think very differently of Trolls now because at first I thought it was funny and good because it was wacky and zany, and I do find it more entertaining than Trolls, the first one. But now I think about it, Trolls World Tour isn't that good of a movie. No. After that, then it was my first real short film. I called it A Chat with Death. It was about a guy whose name is Guy is going to kill himself, but Death is trying to tell him not to kill himself. I can't watch it anymore now. I can't. I made it the last second. It was a lot different than what I envisioned, but if I get a chance to remake it, I will, in the original way I had wanted to. It was just my voice is so unconvincing as the toy who was supposed to be Death and the girl Death, female Death or Lady Death, I called it. I mean, it's a unique concept. I really think it's a unique concept, which wasn't thought of by me. It was thought of by my cousin, who was like, "Hey, what do you think about this? Can you write it?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll write it." But I can't watch it anymore. I think it's boring. But that's another story. After that, I did a movie review for Scoob. I think a lot differently of it now. I think it's a really stupid movie. I think they just wanted to make a superhero movie using the other characters, but they're like, no, Scooby-Doo has to be in it with no real morals to learn. I just thought it was funny to watch at the moment. After that was I Need a Mask, a skit I did joking about needing masks to go into stores. And that's a whatever one. A Terminator Tries to Kill Me skit. I thought that was a pretty funny one. I can go back and watch it now, but my acting's not the best in that one especially. And then I think my best skit I've done, Me versus Me recast, where the two me's, Christopher and Christopher, their show Me versus Me gets continued, but they get recasted by Christian and Christian, people who just look like them. So they decide to get rid of them. I really think that's my best skit. It has almost 3 hours of watch time. Wow. That has 59 views. But after that was another Me versus Me called Crazy Candy Names. I think that's my least favorite Me versus Me because it's just dumb. I thought it was funny writing it, but it's just kind of dumb. Then after that, I did the another quick combo movie reviews. It was of Equalizer 1 and 2. I liked 1 more than 2. Tremors, an older horror film, which I think holds up really well. And The Dirt, a Netflix film about Motley Crue that I kind of didn't like. I watched it anyways with my brother. Then after that was a Netflix documentary called Crip Camp, which I highly suggest. A really good documentary about the civil rights movements of disabled people, trying to get equal rights. Really, really powerful film. Then after that, my dad said, "Hey, I'm doing this thing at work where we have to show off a dish that we make using our olive oil. Let's make a video." I said, "Oh, hell yeah." So we made a video of him cooking a pork loin with a cherry Cabernet glaze. And the thumbnail is not the best, but I think it was something fun to make. Because we love cooking, but the pork loin was a little overdone. But we had a blast making it. He got new cooking equipment, and give it a watch. 51 views. And then I made a song. I got this what is it? An audio. I got this program. I got this music program to make music called Studio 1.4, and I never really used it much. I just fiddled around with it. I said, okay, this is what's what. But I made like a couple of notes some time ago, and so I decided to make a full song out of it. So there it was. It's called Are We Still Friends? And I asked an old friend from high school to make a thumbnail for it. It's a nice little song. I like it. After that, Me versus Me, Mr. Cock. The whole joke of that being the dumb Chris tries to order cock, but he instead orders a male stripper or a male hooker, because cock, C-A-U-L-K, to cock a toilet down. I initially wanted to show because me and my dad and my brother were trying to renovate our bathroom, but we haven't done that in a while. Hold on. The laptop down there turned off. Not turned off, but the screen turned off. So we were renovating our bathroom for a while. We still are. We haven't touched it in a while though, because reasons. But I had initially wanted to show the toilet in there not being cocked, but I don't know. I liked the script. I thought it was funny, but I felt like I could have done a lot more with it. 54 views. And then I made a skit called An Uncomfortable Sleep, where I'm trying to sleep in bed, but my bladder and my brain are arguing with each other about whether or not to get up and piss or to go to sleep. Then I watched Parasite and did a movie review on it, and I absolutely adored Parasite. Episode 9 of the Slice podcast. I called it Better Call Swiss, 26 views, and I mainly talked about Better Call Saul. Oh, another 2020 movie I watched, Mulan. I hated it. I absolutely hated Mulan 2020. And it totally makes me not excited to watch any live action Disney remakes because it was awful. And then I recorded myself talking to a scammer on the phone, 96 views. I thought it was really funny. I was, I always got a lot of scam phone calls like, yo, your registration on your car is going to expire. Call this number. So I decided to call whatever number back. I don't remember why I got the scam call. Oh yeah, registration going to run out on a car. So I decided, let's mess with this guy. And I thought it was pretty funny because I watched YouTubers do it. And I was like, let's do that. I think it'll be funny. And I hadn't made a video in a while, so why not? The Slice Podcast episode 10, Nintendo Switch It Up, 20 views. But it doesn't matter because I talked about my Nintendo Switch. And I absolutely love it. It's awesome. I play it a lot. That's what I play Animal Crossing on. Then it was Treat Her Right, my short film, 57 views. And then I made another Christmas special, Me vs. Me, Merry Swissmas, the last video of 2020. I like it better than my first Christmas special I did in 2019. But it was fun. I had a blast making it. I actually released it on Christmas Eve as opposed to releasing it at 4 a.m. on Christmas Day in 2019. But I enjoyed it. The dumb Chris tries to create a new holiday so he can get more presents because they're not getting presents this year. And it really felt a lot like a Christmas special that I really did good on. So I'm glad I did that. And hold on. That was my 2020 on YouTube. It was a pretty eventful year. I made some stuff, made some good stuff, made some bad stuff, but whatever. And now I'm hoping to strive for more this year. Of course, I don't want YouTube to be the end goal for my channel. I don't want YouTube to be the end goal for my life. If I could do YouTube, that'd be nice, but I'd have to do a lot more. And I really just want to go to Hollywood and sell my soul to Hollywood. All right, now what I've been waiting to do this entire 59 minutes. Congratulations, we're at 59 minutes now, or 58 depending on what I cut out in the beginning. Okay, we're ready. All right, now. Actually, before we do this, there is one movie I forgot to put on this list. Two movies I forgot to put on this list. One more. It's a Denzel film I watched with my dad. It was pretty good. Hold on. I watched a lot of Denzel movies this year. Wow, I watched The Equalizer, The Equalizer 2. Now I gotta find the other one. I did watch some films earlier in the spring for my film theory class, but I'll be talking about those never because I probably forgot what they were. Gosh, Denzel's been in a lot of movies. I know that he's an older feller. Okay, I got it. Alrighty, now this is the movie review section, which I talk about the movies I had wanted to talk about for a long time. I'm going to start it off with The King of Staten Island, the 2020 film directed by Judd Apatow, who I have only seen one film by, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. And this film is in a very different style than that. Stars Pete Davidson as the guy who still lives with his mom, whose father died as a firefighter. And film has a lot to say about certain subjects, like being a firefighter. But the trailers are totally misleading as to what the film is going to be about. But I did find the film to be emotionally strong at a lot of points. I think Pete Davidson really does bring a lot more to the film than a lot of the other actors do. He did a great job, actually. It was a really funny movie, heartfelt at a lot of points. I wish I would have done a lot more of an in-depth review, but it has been a long time since I've seen it. I was going to review it when it was really fresh in my mind, but I saw Mulan, and I said, oh, I need to talk about this garbage film. But all I'll really say is that The King of Staten Island is a good watch. It's really funny. It looks really good. There are some editing problems that I saw where they cut differently on certain shots, and it was distracting at points. I like the flow of the film. It felt a little too long, but it also ended very strangely. It felt like there could have been a lot more. But overall, it's a sweet story, really funny movie. I'd give The King of Staten Island a B+. Wrote it down. And a lot of these movies are out of order in which I've seen them throughout the year. Just how I wrote them down. Batman, 1989, directed by... Jesus. Why did it slip my mind? Tim Burton. I think it was Tim Burton. Let me double check that, actually. And while I double check that, Batman 1989 is not dated at all. It's a much older movie. It's definitely an older film. And what's funny is I miss the look of older films. I miss the looks of them. Everything has to be super crisping and sharp. I just miss the way films look back then. Yep, Batman 1989 was directed by Tim Burton. One day my dad was like, hey, put on Batman. Let's watch Batman. He always tells me stories of the time he first watched Batman with his dad. His dad took him to the theaters to watch it with my uncle. And I like when he tells us that story. But anyways, Batman 1989. I'm just gonna call it Batman. Really good movie. Really funny. It takes its time. It doesn't rush to do anything. But I feel like it does put a lot of emphasis on the news people or the journalists in the film. Even though a lot of it is with Michael Keaton and the lady journalist whose name I can't remember. Starts with a V, I think. Jack Nicholson is amazing. I loved his Joker. Not my favorite Joker, but he was funny. It was because it was a different... It wasn't going for something super serious and dread and dark and dreary. It was a very comical take on it, and I liked it. Danny Elfman's score, very unique. You know a Danny Elfman score when you hear it. It's complicated, has a lot of moving parts to it, and a lot of horns too. But, overall, I really liked Batman. I'll give that a B+. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about the Christmas movies I watched, and this one is Scrooged with Bill Murray. He's a TV executive producer guy, and they're gonna do a special for the night before Christmas, right? I think that's what it is. No? Or whatever the tale is, they're gonna host a TV special for it, and Bill Murray's character is kind of a douchebag. So he meets the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future to tell him all about why he is the way he is and what's gonna happen. And really funny, a really funny, really heartfelt, warm movie about appreciating what you have, and the Christmas tropes of Christmas movies, but really, really funny. That's all I can really say about it. B plus. Home Alone 1 and 2. Now, Home Alone, fantastic. Home Alone 2, not so good. It's just the same thing as Home Alone, but now he's in New York. He's in the big city. Kevin McAllister plays... God, why can't I remember his name? What's his name? Kevin. No. That's the actor's name. We forgot. Is his name Kevin in the movie? How can I not remember? Home Alone. Who did I say played Kevin McAllister? His name is Macaulay Culkin. That's the actor's name. I'm dumb. Okay, anyways. Kevin is just Kevin's in the big city now, in New York, where lots of possible things will happen. It's Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. He's not really home alone, but whatever. Anyways, first film, fantastic. Second film, it's basically the first film, but instead he's in New York. I'd give the first film an A, the second film a B-, because even though I did find a lot of the writing lazy, I did find it enjoyable, especially the final sequence of the film. Even though it's the same film, it's Home Alone, but not as good. It's still funny. And John Williams' score, like I said, Danny Elfman, you know what John Williams' score, when you hear it, complicated, a lot of moving parts, but I think they're better. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, I've always defended this film as saying it's a Christmas movie, but after watching it, I'd say it's still a Christmas movie, because it's about a Halloween character, Jack Skellington, getting tired of wanting to be, doing Halloween stuff, so he tries to take over Christmas and do Christmas. I'll still call it a Christmas movie, even though it's the first 10 minutes are Halloween, but whatever. You can argue me on that. I'll still call it a Christmas movie no matter what. I'll never feel comfortable watching it around Halloween, even though everyone wants to play it on Halloween. But anyways, this film is from 1993, and it still holds up in terms of stop motion. Stop motion is one of my favorite forms of filmmaking. It is beautiful. How much emotion is derived from these things that aren't even real? That's not a person, but something that is moved frame by frame. It's such a complicated film to watch. It boggles my mind watching it every time. The score, fantastic, because Danny Elfman, amazing composer. And, there's not much I could say about it that hasn't been said already about Nightmare Before Christmas. I'd give it an A. Doesn't do a lot wrong, but it does some things wrong. It feels like it drags on a little despite the 16-minute runtime. 1 hour, 16-minute runtime. It feels like it drags on just a tad bit too much. And sometimes it's kind of hard to hear the lyrics of the songs. And the romance between Jack and Sally, I think that's her name, doesn't really feel like it should be. But it is, so you can't complain. Jingle All the Way. This is my film to watch this year. We all got to choose a Christmas movie to watch. My sister chose Nightmare Before Christmas. My dad chose Scrooged. My brother chose Home Alone. My mom chose Home Alone 2. I think that's what she chose. And so I said, let's watch Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it was dumb. It was a dumb movie. But it wasn't stupid dumb. It was just kind of dumb. I'm going to say it. I'll give it a B. But, really funny. It's a thing. it's a thing about Hollywood actors, the big muscly actors. As they grow older, they become less reliant on their body to sell movies, so they go into comedy. This is a thing I learned about in film theory a while back, but it's something kind of obvious without even having to think about film theory. But he's funny. My sister didn't like his acting. She said he's a bad actor, but I thought it was funny every time hearing Arnold go, "I'm looking for the Turbo Man doll." He's a busy businessman who has to appreciate his family because the next door neighbor is gonna pound his wife if he doesn't, and his son is going disattached from him, and his son is Jake Lloyd, Anakin from the first Star Wars movie, The Phantom Menace, and I really feel bad for that kid, but because he got bullied, but thought he was fine playing a little cute kid, and Arnold, he does get to beat up a bunch of people in the movie. He stumbles upon. Well, the whole premise is he's a busy businessman who's gonna lose his family because he works too much and doesn't go to the important events like a karate class, where the kid gets his purple belt or whatever belt it is. So he bonds with his son, over Turbo Man, who is a superhero action figure that he keeps calling a doll. "I'm looking for the Turbo Man doll. I need the Turbo Man doll." But it's the most popular toy that year, and it's sold out everywhere. So he's on a quest to find some any way he can, so he can show his son he truly loves him. But then it's the meaning of, "Oh, I don't need presents because I got my family and my dad." That's Christmas movie tropes, but it was cool to see Arnold do something like this. It was a really funny movie. A lot of action I didn't anticipate in this film. I thought it was funny though to see that cool action. What else? There was something else I had wanted to mention about this movie, Jingle All the Way. I don't know. Oh yeah, they stumble upon a Santa cartel, selling toys like knockoffs and stuff. That was really funny to see, and Arnold beating up a bunch of Santa Clauses. Okay, Jingle All the Way B. What other movies do I have here? Leap of Faith. Steve Martin is like a pastor who goes around and scams a bunch of people out of money by saying that he can heal people through the power of God. And he stumbles upon a town with Liam Neeson as the sheriff, who tries to show the town, "Yo, this guy is a fake." But he actually performs a miracle one day and allows a boy to walk who had thought to have been paralyzed from his legs down. And my sister didn't like it, but I really liked it. I did fall asleep for like 10 minutes because I was extremely tired that day, but I thought it was a really, really funny, heartfelt movie about about faith and where to find it. And it did touch on some things like, he said, "What I'm doing is wrong, I know that, but it's giving people faith, so how bad is it?" It's giving people faith, and it's going to help them in the long run, even though they're giving us all their money. But it was a heartfelt, nice movie. I'd give it a B+. Where is it on here? Because it was funny. It looks really nice. It's one of those feel good movies, and Steve Martin did a really good job. Courage Under Fire. Denzel is in the military. They're going to award the Medal of Honor to a woman, but the stories don't add up from everyone around them. So he tries to discover what actually went on. Looks nice. Cool action scenes. Denzel is always fantastic as an actor. Amazing. Really suspenseful movie. I'd give that a B+. A lot of B pluses today. Wow, I watched a lot of good movies this year. Okay, I wanted to make a separate video talking about these movies, but I want to do a Patrick Swayze fest, but because these are my first Patrick Swayze films I've seen. Let's talk about Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze, um, he gets sent to like a club, so he can try and fix it, find all the problems wrong with it. But then he gets he stumbles upon a big businessman who wants to destroy the club for reasons, and falls in love with a girl, fights a big businessman, punches a lot of people, and it was a really dumb movie. I've seen people say it's so bad that it's good. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's really enjoyable, funny, cool action. Patrick Swayze is awesome, but I did expect a lot more out of it in terms of, you know, I wanted it to be more about the club, him trying to fix this club rather than fighting the man with the power and stuff like that, you know. But anyways, perfectly enjoyable film. I'd give it a C. Now, next of kin, a lot of a better film. Patrick Swayze, I think they're Amish. They plays a cop in a city. His brother gets killed, and so his family in more of a countryside town decides, or his brother, played by Liam Neeson, goes, all right, I'm gonna go in, find the guy who killed my brother and kill him. And it's a lot of moralities at stake, as opposed to how to deal with someone who killed someone. Do you do it by the law, or do you do it by avenging him? Cool, enjoyable film, a lot of cool action. Not a lot of problems with it, but doesn't do a lot of things wrong. I'll give that a B plus, and I'll give it a B. I mean, Patrick Swayze, cool, fun, action. Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts. Everyone knows Pretty Woman. Prostitute gets picked up by businessman who doesn't want a prostitute but just wants a woman to love. And he's in town for the week or so. I'll give you money to spend time with me. Funny movie, really. It's another one of those feel-good movies. Nice love story. Really enjoyed it. What would I say I'd give it? A minus. It's such an iconic film too. Really enjoyable. I really liked it. A minus. Pretty Woman. If you haven't checked it out. South Park, the movie, bigger, longer, and uncut. I was bored one day, so I watched it, and damn, it's a really funny movie. The four boys in South Park go and see Terrence and Phillip, the movie called Asses of Fire, I think. And, everyone hates it except the boys and all the kids because immature potty humor is funny to them. And it's a really nice musical, too. I didn't expect all the songs to be as good as they were, but these are the South Park guys. They have really clever writing, and they say a lot about censorship, too. Of course, the South Park guys have a lot to say about something. It's presented in a nice way too. One of the more topics they really excelled at in, showing why certain things should be changed in terms of censorship. Oh no, the battery's gonna die. That's all I really wanted to say too. Anyways, okay, because the next movies I wanted to talk about, I really wanted to say a lot. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. A. All right. That is it for the Slice Podcast episode 11. All right. The battery's going to die, but, I gave you a slice of my mind. It looks like I can only do this for about an hour and 20 minutes every time. So anyways, I'll see you all on the flip side with more enjoyable content like this. Toodles. Bye.